Fall marks a special time here at the off-grid cabin. Autumn in north and central Ontario near Algonquin Provincial Park draws thousands to this area just to see the glorious blaze of colors of the forests each year. Experiencing this every year for myself is always an astounding experience. It's like a group of 7 painting live. And there's no mosquitoes. Maureen is as busy as a beaver at this time of year at the homestead. It's canning season, and she's got plans to can a bunch of apples, beets, carrots, pickles, and some other stuff too, I think. So I decided I'm out of her hair for a while and thought, well, it's as good a time as any to get some of those chores done, like clearing the brush away and so forth at the cabin. And it'd give me a chance to spend some time to myself with nature as well. But I didn't want to miss the change of season, the fall colors, and perhaps the first snows of the season. I told Maureen to expect me back at the homestead when we get our first snow of the winter. A little fire to keep the chill off, and at this time of year is warranted. The woodstove has collected a bit of dust since we haven't used it for cooking or warmth all summer. And the nights are just getting to the point where it's below freezing, so that fire really helps keep it cozy inside the cabin. It gives me a chance to catch up on some reading and just chill by the fire as well. After a good rest, it was time to start that chore that I promised myself that I'd get started. Maureen loves having somewhat of a view down to the wetland and the pond, and I'd like to clear some of the brush away and make it a nicer view for her and cut down on the risk of fire as well by clearing a lot of the brush and the young maple saplings away. For an introvert like me, alone time is nice for a while. I usually do just about everything with Maureen, so this is strange going it alone. It's pretty tiring on the old back, bending over and cutting all that brush. And I don't mind the hauling of the brush. It's the bending over that gets my back. But I did want to get as much of this started as I could before the rains came. Sure enough, the rains came, and I'm glad I got a start on that clearing of the brush and got some of those chores done. Resting my tired back gives me time to reflect, or to plan, or just daydream for a while, and perhaps do some reading. You won't find me with a phone in my hand, endlessly scrolling, like making love to it, stroking away. In fact, I think the doom scrolling actually replaces the time that could be used for reflecting and for planning or just dreaming. There's time for that here at the cabin. For me, my phone is a camera and, well, a phone, and that's it. So taking the time to catch up on some reading was in order, and just make time to sit back and decompress. Listen to the quiet. By late afternoon, the rains had stopped, and to my surprise, the skies were clearing. And this time of year, there's a chill in the air, so the fire in the wood stove is needed, but just enough to keep that chill off. So just some small pieces of kindling are needed, or it'll get way too hot in the cabin. It's really good, dry, seasoned wood that I'm burning, so it makes things cozy pretty quickly. I enjoy making the fire. It's a bit of a ritual that I really enjoy. The autumn colors aren't the only spectacle that blesses our cabin and 40 acres. Sometimes we get a rare show from the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights. It's the first time I've spent so many days without Maureen here. I'm trying to adjust to the solo cabin life, and as Maureen does so much for me, it's surprising how dependent one gets on others, and you really do appreciate it when you gotta manage on your own. Hats off to Maureen for all she does. Keeping the cabin warm is a major priority in this neck of the woods. It's the shoulder seasons where it seems that there's never enough kindling wood to have small fires every day. That is something I have to pay attention to. It always seems that I need more kindling. Now that pile of maple saplings that I've been gathering will sure make great kindling and fire starter next year. I used to use an axe for cutting my wood, but since I've been using this maul, I find that it's a lot easier to split wood this way. And I think it's a little less dangerous, too. I always have safety at the forefront when I'm up alone at the cabin. The hospital is over an hour away.
Huh? Bet you want some steak. Huh? Want some good steak, I bet. Yeah.
After a tiring day of more bush clearing and piling, it's time to kick back and enjoy a coffee and a meal. And I think I'll turn in early tonight. It's supposed to get pretty cold later on, so a nice fire is in order. I set out my audio field recorders earlier on and hope they'll catch some nice wilderness recordings overnight. I fell asleep, and waking up at midnight in the cabin was a bit chilly, so out I go to get a few bigger pieces of firewood to put in the wood stove. Well, it's time to get back at it, cleaning up the area of the undergrowth and clear some more of that brush away until my aching back tells me, no more. So it'll be a cabin keeping cleaning day. The wood stove is calling for larger night logs, and as temperatures fall to 20 Fahrenheit or -7 Celsius, it's doing a pretty good job of keeping me warm. With the recent rains followed by some strong winds, the trees are laid bare of their flame-colored, majestic cloaks. A layer of leaves on the ground sure changes the color of the forest. The wildlife in the area is getting ready for winter too. The moose, coyotes, and wolves forage for what they can. And the bear will soon have their dens all prepared and ready for new cubs for the winter. It's a new day, and as the autumn temperatures fall, it foretells us of what's coming as the rains fall and the north wind bites in anticipation of winter. As the days go by, I notice my supply of coffee is getting a little bit low, so I'll have to think of resupplying soon. Eager to get out there to do more work around the cabin after a bite to eat, I get back to it. And once again, I forgot to turn the camera on. But once back inside the cabin, chilling and relaxing, I'm in the warm cabin. I kick back and enjoy some time for myself, for reflection, to meditate and enjoy the peace and quietude that the cabin embodies. I find myself more and more practicing gratefulness. Grateful for those in my life, grateful for this time at the cabin, and grateful to wake up to a new day. It's a time for renewal and rejuvenation, and it brings feelings of peace and contentment and a sense of gratitude. All is well at the off-grid cabin in the Canadian wilderness.